Hello, my name is Frozen and I'm gonna teach you how to Rayman. No, seriously though, in this video I will be explaining all the tricks to get the world record in Rayman Revolution 80%. All you have to do is listen and practice. Before we start, it's important to note that you first have to have a full memory card for certain tricks. I'll explain later which ones need that and why. Okay, let's start off with the jail. This is a small section, but I'll explain it nonetheless. First, you break this door and go through the tunnel. The sliding mechanics work as follows. Jumping makes you go faster, so jump as often as you can without hitting the sides or the vents that come from the ceiling. You can't steer while in the air, so keep that in mind. If you use an analog stick, you can go through the tunnel while holding the stick to the upright, which may give you a boost to start with, like this. The next part is my favorite part, the Woods of Light, but before I can show you the route there and the tricks, I first have to teach you how to quickly move through the game. Okay, so in Rayman Revolution the developers forgot to program diagonal movement correctly. They just programmed it to be the speed you get from moving forward plus the speed from moving horizontally. You can see the difference here. You move diagonally simply by holding two directions at once. To make sure you go the way you want, you tap the camera button fairly quickly. If you go left and forward, you tap the button that turns the camera clockwise, and if you go right and forward, you tap the button that turns the camera counterclockwise. Make sure to practice this a lot, because especially when you try other categories, this is where the optimization can be implemented. On to the first real trick. You go into this tunnel after speaking with Murphy and you have to break this cage. If you do this normally though, another short dialogue with Murphy starts. We can avoid this, but if you're just starting off, this might be a hard trick. The way I do it is as follows. You get an angle similar to this. Then you hit the cage once normally while strafing to keep the angle. After that, you hit the cage again, but this time while holding left down. When you land on the stones, jump again immediately, holding forward and right to avoid the cutscene. This is a hard trick that saves about 6 seconds, so this is for advanced runners. Now the real route begins. You have to collect all 5 lumps to finish the level and just try to copy the route I'm showing here. Jumping diagonally against walls tends to give you a little bit more height, so hold right and forward when trying to grab the ledge here. Now we have to avoid the Globox Cutscene. This is easy because of the small trigger it has. Do as I do and you should be fine. Quick note, D-pad gives you a more optimal diagonal movement than analog, so often this is faster. If you go up this chute while going diagonally, you go a bit higher every jump, making it faster. Although this run is a lot of fun to do, we can't speed through this cutscene as I'm doing now, so it can get a little tedious. Be warned. After this cutscene we are done with the Woods of Light. After this we're going to do some out of bounds swinging and a wrong warp. Just before you hit the water you can shoot, and with that you cancel the animation of Rayman falling in water. This doesn't save that much, but it's a free time save, so why not? While swimming, moving diagonally is also faster, so keep that in mind. Now we are going to go out of bounds. You do this by swimming down, swimming up against this wall, and then swimming down again. Make sure to go the way I am going, while going diagonally. Use the background to know where you are. To get through the wall in a good place, go right up this dark spot. Afterwards, while swimming into the tree, try to go over the floor of the tree, otherwise you might get stuck swimming. Now we wrong warp. We do this by saying we want to save, then saying no to every question the game gives us afterwards. You can only do this with a full memory card. The way this works is that the game actually reloads the map you are on. We are currently on the Razorbeard cutscene map, which has a counter to know which cutscene to play. By reloading the map, the game thinks you must see the second cutscene, which you normally see before the precipice. Thus, you are sent there. We are lucky that the entrance to the precipice is in the last overworld. That's where we need to go. So, go right back into the balloon. Now we need to trigger something that we call PMS, or playable menu state. You do this by saying that you want to save, press no once, then hold select while pressing X again, then press start. We trigger this to save while we are playing later on. So you can go to the final save menu in the cutscene. That's what I did here. This is the most difficult part of the run. Getting past this gap is hard because you have next to no speed when you're in the air in this state. We get over this by moving diagonally and grabbing the ledge. When grabbing the opposite ledge, you can have at least 4 different grabs. I will show you how to deal with that. In this situation you can't pull yourself up, so you have to jump up. Keep in mind that you have to stay in PMS, so watch out what option you have selected. In these 2 situations you have to press right. Don't press left because you'll fall down. In this scenario you have to do the opposite. You have to press left instead of right. With right you fall down. If you died, lost PMS, or just don't feel like doing very pro strats, you can go into this cave and get PMS when you get back. It is quite slow, but it's way easier. Now we are going to Pms Jump. You do this by saving the game. The point is to get into the trigger that leads to the final boss fight, which is in the air. My visual cue are the mountains in the back. If you are on console, do as I do, fly straight with this setup and drop down when I hit the trigger. It may be useful to note that I am playing on emulator, which makes the save time way shorter, so the height of the jump is as well. The way the PMS jump works is that when you are saving, you are also jumping, as those functions are handled by the same button. For every frame that the game saves, you gain the height that you would normally gain with the speed that you have at that moment, which results in a very high jump. All you have to do with the first phase of Razorbeard is making sure that you hit the bombs exactly towards him, otherwise he will dodge them. There is one trick, namely that if you stay at the edge, you will cancel a certain attack of his, namely that he jumps towards you. I'm gonna speed through the rest of this phase as it's 3 cycles of the same stuff and a long ass cutscene in between. The second phase of Razorbeard has the only RNG in the run, at which location the power up is. The fast strat is if you go directly backwards. If you get bad RNG, you have to go into the other tunnel, which loses 7 seconds. You have to shoot the 2 hands of the robot to get him into the lava, after which you can get 2 shots in. You want to hit him once on the first try because you have to conserve ammo. To get to the infinite ammo power up, you have to hold A and B here to go through the roof into this secret area. This last section is easy to predict, because Razorbeard will always switch from one pair of pillars to the other after being hit into the lava. Hitting him while he's in the lava will get him out faster, so try to do that while dodging the rockets and the robot itself. Congrats! You beat Rayman Revolution, probably within 15 minutes if you did all the strats correctly. I'm probably gonna do all masks after this, but until then, thanks for watching, I guess. I hope it was helpful. And now you did it, congratulations. Fuck.